everybody. We have a 5x8 cargo trailer camper conversion that we outfitted to be exactly what we need for some really unique camping experiences, some off-roading, and some regular camping as well.
And we got the camper because we wanted to be able to do unique things, go to places where you couldn't bring a normal full-size camper.
We have an adventure channel that you can actually check out some of those videos at Be Free Benson Adventures. Oh yeah, and we call our camper, we name all of our vehicles and all the things we have, we call this camper the Rescue Wagon.
We got the Rescue Wagon with a straight axle, and it came with standard 15-inch trailer tires. It did not have a spare when we got it. So we needed to look at some different things that we could do with the wheels and tires. We wanted to make sure that the trailer looked aggressive and was able to get out off the beaten path. So we looked at wheels and tires and tried to determine what we wanted to do with them. And we definitely wanted to make sure that they were much more aggressive than what came from the factory.
So just real quick, if you've made any modifications to your camper or RV that were really cool, comment below and let us know what those modifications were. Also, subscribe to our channel and give us a like.
We decided that we wanted to use the stock wheels off of our Jeep that when we changed out the tires and the wheels. And so we decided that we wanted to put them on, but there's a different bolt pattern for standard trailer tires than there is for Jeep wheels and tires. So what we had to do is get these spacers to put in, and the spacer actually brings it out enough so it doesn't rub with the bigger tire on the inside, but it also makes the bolt pattern correct. So the bolt pattern from the spare or from the axle goes in to these holes that are here, and then this bolts onto your actual Jeep wheel and works out real well. If you want to put larger wheels and tires onto your camper than what comes stock, if you have the option of getting it with a straight axle, that's the way to go because it actually leaves it up higher. It's a little bit more flexible than the ones that ride lower. So if you're looking at doing this, straight axle's an easier way to go, less modifications. So obviously you have to jack up your vehicle and then remove the factory spare or factory tire, wheel and tire that's on there. Then you're going to put on your spacer, and basically that just goes in the holes. You tighten it up. I use blue thread locker, so it's not permanently on there, but it holds it on pretty well, so you don't have to worry about that loosening up in the meantime. And I've had no issues at all with this, and we've had the Rescue Wagon for over a year, haven't had any issues with it loosening up at all. Then once you have the spacer in, then you can go ahead and mount your mount whatever tire, wheel and tire you're going to put on there, and just make sure that those are torqued to specs. The tires that are on here are 255, 75, 17s. This is the stock size that comes on the Jeep. It's considered like a 31-inch tire. And it still leaves enough room with the fenders that you don't have an issue with it rubbing at all. We definitely needed a spare tire, and we wanted to mount it outside on the side because the front part doesn't have a whole lot of room, and we knew we were going to want to put some additional accessories up there. So we wanted to have it mounted on the side. Now, there are a limited number of studs throughout the camper, so you want to make sure when you put something on, it's secure. Well, we have E-track that goes on the inside that's attached to the stud. So what I did is I actually mounted a spare tire holder that I drilled through and was actually able to bolt it around the E-track on the inside, which is connected to the studs, to give me that a firm hold there. But then also we welded on a foot that goes up underneath the frame as well. And that foot will actually, I could stand on that foot, and I'm 200 pounds and it doesn't even flex at all. So the tire sits on the foot, and then it actually mounts, and I have a spacer on there to keep it out far enough to actually mount. So I used one of my additional spacers. I ordered 4 when I got it, and I've got an extra one in case I ever need it. And then I was able to mount the spare tire here. So it's very secure, and don't have to worry about that. The link for the spare tire holder is in the description below. Now to mount this, what I did is we had the foot put on first so we could set the wheel on there. And then I hooked it up to the actual spare tire, and then marked my spaces inside where it mounts up against the wall. So that way when I drilled the holes, I needed to measure from the inside and make sure that everything was correct so I could get into where the E-track was. And so you just have to do a little finagling to make sure that everything is correct when you put the spare on. And you also want to have your spare aired up to what you would normally have it aired up, because if you put a little more air in the tire, it may raise it up or lower it depending on how much pressure. So you want to have your tire pressure where you want it when you set this up so you can mark it in the correct area. I'm going to take you inside and show you where the bolts came through and how I bolted it with a bracket around the E-track. This is the area where the brackets or the bolts came through that I was able to secure those to make sure that the spare tire would stay on. Being creative with how you add your accessories allows you to be free. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a like.